We are 3 weeks away from the Iowa caucuses, and Republican candidates for president are doing everything in their power to win over the hearts and the votes of Iowans. And that includes former President Donald Trump, who is using a tactic he's deployed many times in the past, claiming, before a single ballot has been cast, before a single person has voted, that his opponents are going to cheat massively.
Teach them how to caucus, take them in your car on caucus night. If you have to do whatever is necessary, we got to get them in. We got to make America great again. So do whatever it takes. If you do, we will win and win big, and that's what you have to do. You know the other side does cheat, and we're not going to let that happen. We cannot let that happen. But that's what we need from you. Get in your car, get a lot of people, and get down and caucus. Give a great speech for me. I hope you will, and I know you will. I have such confidence in you as you had in me and you have in me.
I'm Rayy Vana, and welcome back to Rebel HQ. Donald Trump is getting his Big Lie 2024 campaign kicked off really early, before a single vote has been cast in the Republican primary. And the funny thing is, according to all polling, Donald Trump is going to easily win not just the Iowa caucus, but the entire Republican primary. But that's not enough for him. He needs to accuse his opponents of cheating, even if he is going to win, because that's who Donald Trump is. But why is Donald Trump running the same playbook? Because it works on his very unintelligent supporters.
Trump won't lose.
Well, he lost once. He could lose again. What if it happens again?
I think it's impossible for him to lose again. You can't rig another election like they did the last one. Public won't stand it.
So you think the last one was rigged?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, absentee voting, voting machines, all kinds of gimmicks. Look, I grew up in New York. I know how the Democrats and the unions work in the big city, how they maneuver the votes. And you just have to read what Biden said. Get that clip. He said, we have the best voting machine ever put together, illegal voting machine ever put together. And he was right.
But in all of the court cases and all the examinations that went on, it seemed like there was that the election went off, at least legally, quite well.
Oh, I disagree with you. The judges tossed look the other way. If you go back and look at Arizona, look at Pennsylvania, look at Wisconsin, look at Georgia.
I did. I was in all those states covering it. That's why.
There was a lot of bad shit going on.
And do you think it was a stolen election in 20?
No doubt in my mind. I watched it myself with my own eyes at 3 o'clock in the morning on TV.
What did you see?
I saw all the ladies in Georgia pull all those ballots out, and I watched her run the same ones over and over. And I watched it with my own eyes. I don't need anyone to tell me it was stolen. I watched it.
The government and the state government in Georgia said that was totally innocent, and that was.
They did.
Well, it's a Republican government there, so I'm just curious.
No, it's a Republican government.
What would you have to hear to make you believe that was just an innocent, and that's.
I watched it with my own eyes. Nothing. There's nothing that can make me believe that wasn't stolen. And they're arresting people individually for all of this. I mean, Trump just said it. They found in Pennsylvania that everything we said was right. They're just not showing it all at one time to show how much fraud there really was. I don't know if you've seen 2,000 Mules, but that shows exactly how they did it. I knew they did it. 2,000 Mules showed me how they did it.
To members of the MAGA cult, it doesn't matter how little evidence there is that the election was stolen. In fact, it doesn't matter to them that there is literally no credible evidence that there was any wide-scale election fraud in the 2020 election. And it won't matter to these same people, as they discussed, that there won't be any evidence of the election being stolen in 2024. It was a playbook that worked for Donald Trump, that poisoned the minds of these individuals and helped strengthen the beliefs of his die-hard base.
I don't think he lost. I am one of the people that believe he did win. There was a lot of things going on that were kind of fishy to me on the last election.
Could you be specific a little bit about that? What affected your opinion on that?
Well, I saw a lot of things on social media. People harvesting ballots, voting multiple times, a list of rosters of people that were deceased, still on the roster voting. A lot of stuff came out on that was not on the media, but was a lot circling a lot of the 2,000 Mules that show. I 100% believe what was said on it.
My president, the one who won.
But he won and then he lost. So if he runs,
He didn't lose.
he didn't lose.
No, not at all.
So tell me about that. I thought Joe Biden's president.
Well, he's in the White House, but he's not the real president. He's not the one doing. I mean, to me, my president is still Trump. Biden, no.
When Trump supporters are confronted with the fact that Trump-appointed judges said that there was no credible evidence that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, that every case was shot down in court, they often turn to the documentary 2,000 Mules as their primary source of evidence that the election was stolen. Now, this documentary was made by a man named Dinesh D'Souza, who went to jail for election fraud. That's right, Dinesh D'Souza went to prison for making illegal campaign contributions to a Senate race. That is the guy that they trust to give them their information. But let's be real, they don't even need someone like Dinesh D'Souza to tell them that the election was stolen. The only person they need to hear that from is Donald Trump himself, which is why it's already feeling like deja vu all over again, as we see him lay the groundwork for the big lie 2.0 for the 2024 election. His core MAGA cult is not going to be convinced that the elections weren't stolen, that the upcoming election won't be stolen, and we shouldn't waste any of our time trying to convince them of the truth. These are brainwashed individuals. Instead, we should be mobilizing to ensure that he doesn't win in 2024.